Like the beam blue out the back, she been over. Told the bitch big day the back and she know it. Hope a nigga pull out the racks, just show it. Send a nigga up like a kite, leave him blowing. I'm the one that was stepping in the bitch making noise. I'm the young nigga hot, make a motherfucker boy. You go forward in the road, nigga stay up on the porch. He can do what he want, but the shit don't work. Big booty bitch, told the bitch make it twerk. Stand up in the piss, I'm a vet, make it squirt. DVS stones in my mouth, all work. They ain't know I had did it till I did it at first. I ain't never had shit, why me get out of the dirt? Ice in the Cuban link, down me blue like smirk. Hit his ass with the fight, getting moved by her. She act a fool for a client, get the news in the shirt. You act a fool for a client, getting moved by her. Put your face on the TC, soon as the shirt.
Yo, YouTube, what's happening? Big live in effect with another one, you hear me? We got these drivers pissed off, they mad, they running these numbers. Let me tell you something. From my own experience, my personal experience, like I give y'all every time. USA ain't did nothing too wrong for me. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple things that is you got a lot of likes and you got a lot of dislikes. The likes right now is kind of starting to get to the point where I can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's the opinion to a lot of drivers. They can't take it no more. Somebody made a statement on something, he pointed it out. Other drivers are starting to actually see and understand exactly what other drivers are talking about. So let's talk about these rates. You heard me? Race is number one. It's at the top of the board outside of the equipment that we have. For number one, the race. When I first got here, the race was up. It was sky high. Everywhere you go, the race was popping. A couple months in, the rates kind of go down in certain areas. Different little areas start popping off. You still making your money. When you look at our board right now, you got some spots where the loads is paying, but it's also being money taken off of them loads. At first, they say it was 12% of the fuel surcharge being taken away. Then it was 12.5. Then you had 13% of your fuel surcharge leaving. Now you got 14% of your fuel surcharge leaving. In order for them to take the fuel charge up, they got to take money off the loads. I don't understand how that works, like I said in my last video. People are not satisfied whatsoever. If I was to give you the load board right now, you can see we got good loads, you can see we got some effed up loads. If people are not being consistent with what they making, they not gonna stay. They not gonna stay at all. When your company is ran off of safety and not the profit of your drivers, then you're not gonna have too many happy drivers. You could go 80 miles an hour up the road and they gonna call you about it. You know what I'm saying? But if a driver try to get in contact with somebody about how much these loads is paying, you can never get an answer from nobody. It should not be like that. If a driver have an answer about a question about anything, we should be able to get a straightforward answer. But now you got drivers actually hopping on the bandwagon and people know what's going on and your drivers is being raped. Now they want to have a conference call. What are you having a conference call about? So y'all done had y'all meeting, y'all peep game, and now y'all about to get on the conference call and tell us a bunch of lies and not listen to what your drivers are saying. I get comments like, well, bro, just get your own authority, your own insurance. I already got my own authority. But the thing is, I got to go through legal documents as far as my insurance and going forward with my business. I got stuff that's on my background, you know what I'm saying, that I got to get straightened out so that I can go forward with it. It might take me a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying, to get mine. And it might take a little bit longer. You know, you probably get yours before I do. Because you don't have legal documents, you know what I'm saying, you got to turn in and stuff like that. I have legal documents, you know, I'm not trusted everywhere. So I'm in the process right now. I got my numbers, I got all that. I'm just waiting on my insurance at this point. You know what I'm saying? As far as my Peterbilt, like, people are really leaving. I'm also highly at TEL, because TEL, they got to drop that $10,000 to move your truck shit. Because you got other companies where people is leaving a tail truck to go to SF5, get a truck, and they go on to Mercer or Landstar. My thing is, if I was to make the same decision, I'd be going over to Mercer. Mercer is one of USA's top competitors. Mercer is taking loads from USA. So if you see people, it's like when you book a load and they say, oh, somebody got their load, another truck already booked it, or another carrier already got it. Somebody came to me and was like, oh, well, when they said another carrier, that mean a truck. No, that's Mercer booking your load or taking a load from you, because they done underbeated you but still paying the driver more than what they done underbeated. Like, it's different little niches and shit is going on. This shit is bigger than what you just see on the load board. It's bigger than what they tell you in your ear. And me being 1,000, I'm gonna come to y'all 100%. Whatever I know, I'm gonna drop it to y'all and give y'all the 400. I'm not satisfied with a lot of shit that's going on here. Well, bro, just leave. Let me tell you something. It's a process when you leave it. When you leave, you can't make a dumb decision. When you leave, you can't step back. You got to move forward at all times. Your next decision got to be better than your last. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to do something right, you got to do it right the first time. Like I say, way back in the previous videos, I done did this shit before and I fucked up. That's kind of why I've been on the verge of like, yeah, I'm scared as fuck to leave. But then again, at the same time, I have to make that move. They been good to me. But sometimes, certain shit just don't fly with me. If I done brought drivers over here, which I done got over 200-300 drivers to get into an IC truck, and y'all still treat the drivers wrong, it's not about how much I make. It's about the drivers at this point. You know what I'm saying? We bringing in all this money for drivers, and well, for the company, and then y'all turn around and you treat your drivers like as if they not telling you what the problem is out here on the road. If you in any area, any state, and you hire out of the area, you need to have good paying freight for them drivers leaving out and good paying freight for them drivers going back home. Drivers shouldn't have to accommodate and take off their weekends, you know what I'm saying, just go pick up a load on Sunday just so they could get a fresh head start. It's like, no, they ain't supposed to, that's not how it's supposed to shake. Then you got these major hubs that we have, and it's like, why don't we have loads in that area? Well, all right, for number one, you ain't got loads in the area, that means your CSA score is ass. You get in the bottom of the barrel. That's just point blank period. You catching these loads, when I see these loads and you got loads paying, you know, you got loads 3 to 500 miles. And you mean to tell me the loads only paying between $1,000 and $1,500? Ain't no way in hell. What driver's gonna take that? When you getting 35% of it off top, you pulling something before that, before it even touch the board, and you get a piece of our fuel surcharge. So it's like, you can't dig in somebody's pocket 3 times and not expect them to feel, you know what I'm saying, like they being robbed. That's exactly what's happening. Like this week, you know what I'm saying, right now, I'm rolling. Last week, I didn't roll at all. The video I just dropped, I didn't roll at all. Like, I had a little family emergency, whatever like that. But at the same time, I didn't feel bad about not riding. Because like, I had time to really sit back, look at the load board, do numbers, and look at, you know, the regional miles per, cent per mile. Like, I did it. When I went back and I looked at like my settlements from the beginning, you still missing $1,000 to $1,500 off of each settlement. Where's that money going? What y'all doing with that? You hear me? Like, it's certain things. It's like, if you gotta slide, you gotta slide. You gotta do what's best for you. USA is not the last stop. It's not. It's like, bro, like if you come to the 85% side, well, on the 85% side, you can't even see what the loads is paying. So if you go over there to the 85% side, you gotta make sure you still signed in until your 65% side, and then you sign in somewhere else on your 85% side, so you know that you're not underbidding yourself on the loads that you know with the load, which I feel like that's some BS. Go 85%, bro. Go power only. You can still make money. Okay, yeah, you still can make money. But what happened if you go and underbid yourself, or you overbid the load and it wasn't paying it? Then they tell you, no, we can't do that. Then you drop in your numbers, and you drop your numbers too low, and then now you still getting fucked. You can't get fucked from every angle. You know what I'm saying? You know, some things, man, they have to listen to these drivers. I'm one of the drivers. It's like, y'all can hop on the YouTube channel, watch my page, watch every video, contact me about what you don't watch, but nothing is changing. When it's all good and dandy, it's, oh, Frank, we appreciate it, this, that, and the third. But then when you turn around and I speak some real shit that I'm not liking, it's, oh, ain't nobody got nothing to say. I can't get in contact with nobody. Ain't nobody got no answers. That is not how it's supposed to operate. If you are in an office and you see how many drivers are struggling, I'm not the voice of the company, but when drivers tell me shit, I hop on the video and I make it known. I'm not gonna drop no names because they ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go and mess around with that driver just because he said what he said. I'd rather see it get fucked around with. And my thing is, this shit ain't my only income. That's why I don't mind hopping on here, making the certain statements that I make. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000 at all times. USA is cool. It is cool. But at the same time, bro, when you realize how much you're getting fucked And that's what a lot of these companies do. You can make your bread, take home 2 grand, 3 grand. You can do that. When you realize how much more money that you can make, they fuel surcharge, 15 cents a gallon. Are you serious right now? 15 cents when gas in certain areas is $4.30, $4.22, $3.89. Like, when I first started, I used to be able to look at gas like, oh, $3, that ain't bad. Around the time I first started driving, you was catching gas for $1.98 with the fuel surcharge. I understand, like, you gotta move, but the thing is, when time move forward, you gotta move forward. You can't stay in the same spot. Dedicated accounts. When it comes down to our dedicated accounts, you put IC drivers on it when you need help. But then when you done with your IC drivers, y'all all caught up on something, you take your IC drivers off of it, and you keep your company drivers on it. When IC drivers get on something, they've been vibing it out for a minute, then they get, you know what I'm saying, they get comfortable or whatnot. How you go and tell them, yeah, we no longer need your services? Or we taking the IC drivers off of it? They done got comfortable, they making their money, they satisfied. You just can't pull IC drivers off of shit and expect them to stay. They about to close the Dollar Tree account, Family Dollar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They about to close the account. Now the drivers got to go back to being over the road. Why they closing the account? Was y'all just not covering the loads enough to get it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal with that? Somebody else underbidded us, and now they about to have Warner in there pulling their loads. They about to have US Express in there pulling it. Like, what's going on with the company? What's happening? Like, why is so many changes? I only been here 10 months, and it been so many changes. Like, what everything changing for? I'm cool, I'm vibing, I'm sitting back, I'm chill, but to me, in 1 year, not even a year, like I say, 10 months, it's too many changes. Too many. If y'all gonna change something, boom, bump everything up to 72% of the load. Maybe you'll get some of the drivers off your back. When I was over there pulling for ATS, I was pulling 65% of the load. Southeast region, still taking home $3,000, $4,000 a week. Why you can't come over here and do the same thing if y'all got, I'm not understanding. I'm not. A lot of y'all trailers, trash. I don't care what nobody said at this point. Trailers, trash. Do a pre-trip inspection for what? For what? Your trailer ain't got no flat tires, but you got all recaps on. You go 72 miles an hour up the road, and it's the temperature 76 degrees. Your tire gonna blow. You might as well prepare for it. It's ridiculous, man. Every trip, damn near every trip, you could do a pre-trip. And I'm saying it because I keep dealing with it. Like, I do a pre-trip, hit the road 500 miles, boom, 300 and something miles in, tire blew out. Well, did you do a pre-trip? Yeah, I did. And I realized that all these motherfuckers is recaps. Hey, stop putting recaps on these trailers, man. I had more blowouts with these trailers than I did when I was pulling containers. And everybody get a hold of them damn chassis. Why is that? You get trailers and you allow these people that y'all customers to put holes in your trailer. Then you blame it on the driver. How the hell a driver put a hole in a trailer and he the one hauling the damn trailer? We not backing them trailers. You can't blame a driver for that. Or a driver might get to a place, then boom, realize he got a flat. Oh yeah, well you knew you had a flat. You're supposed to pull over, check your tires every 200 miles. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all be on people's ass about appointment times. For what? The place we go to, you got an appointment time, they put you in the door, have your ass sitting there 3-4 hours. Some places not like that. You might get there early, you might get there on time, they got you out and a half, 2 hours. But some of these other places I'm talking about, you know, high volume this, high volume that. Hey, you get to them places, them people gonna tell you straight up, yeah, hit that door, and your ass will be in there about 3-4 hours. And then you kind of take up. Another thing, when you booking loads, and we need to come off of a load, all that, oh, well, we got to get in contact with this person and that person. Like, if you want to load, and they say, we at the place, and they say, hey, that load ain't ready. That load ain't going to be ready till later on tonight. It shouldn't be no, oh, yeah, well, we can't pull you off that load Because you already knew it had a window or this and that and the third. Like, so you gonna tell me I can't come off the load, I gotta sit here for this bullshit and not get paid for it, get my week cut short because now I'm put a day behind. I still gotta turn on, do a 10-hour break after this. Then they don't want you to PC nowhere. You know what I'm saying? To get to a truck stop, they want you to go back on duty. It's too many restrictions. Let drivers maneuver. As long as they not violating nothing, let them maneuver. It should be just that simple. Y'all worried about too many, I feel like they just worried about too many wrong things and not focusing on what them drivers need. It's all about home time and money to these drivers. I'm 7 years in, ain't no way in hell I should hop on the road for 7 days. Well, let's not even sit it because I don't do shit like that. But I hop on the road for 5 days, Monday through Friday. And if I dare see a $2,000 check, I was making that shit back when, you know what I'm saying, 2-3 years in. When you got good time on the road or whatever like that, and you got these drivers that got good records, you know what I'm saying, ain't never had no problem with safety for real, or, you know, your tickets, you minimize, it ain't no way in hell, man. Ain't no way in hell. They most definitely got to up it, for sure, for sure. So, there's going to be that on that. You know, if you want me to drive a part 2 on what's going on, Ultra, I will do, you know what I'm saying. I might just start hopping on here every day, just to give y'all a little rundown on what's going on for the day. Just have a little talk or whatever like that. But, you know, y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Y'all be safe out there. Catch up with you on the next one.